Pep, I have a joke for you.
Okay, what is it?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
It's Ben.
Ben who?
Bend over. As we're about to fuck you up at Anfield.
Fuck off, Arne, or I'll scratch your head.
Lovely, lovely. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Liverpool chat alongside my man Drifty. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, brother. Not too bad. I know everyone's gonna ask why. I don't think I'm cool or anything like that. I have got the craziest headache, and I have had it all day. And the glare of the monitor is like affecting my eyes. So this is a way for me to calm down my headache.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
So yeah, big up everyone now, man.
Do you know what I've got? I just ordered them off Amazon actually. Blu-ray glasses, blue screen glasses. So they just look like normal glasses, but they take out the light of the blue screen off your computer.
Yes. Do you know what, bro? I actually bought some like that, but they're orange and they're for driving at nighttime.
Yeah, that's it.
The glare of oncoming headlights really messes with my eyes, and like sometimes I feel like I'm gonna crash because I can't see properly. So I just bought these glasses that like take out the glare so you can drive at nighttime properly. So I know, yeah, that's quite ironic.
Yeah, I've been using them a bit. So yeah, my son decided to try them on and then snapped him in two. So yeah, I've got to get some new ones. Yeah, look, obviously Drifty might not know this. I have to. So obviously, I made a bet with my community yesterday. I bet I'm going to regret it, but I don't mind it. So if Liverpool win the Premier League this season, Drift, I have promised everyone that I will do this live as soon as we've won the Premier League. Yeah, so Yeah, I'm going to go full Arne Slot and do that dance with that song in background live if we win the Premier League. That is my bet to the community. So,
I like it. I like it.
yes. Right, let's talk Liverpool stuff. Let's talk about the good stuff first, and that is Arne Slot and got manager of the month, and Mohamed Salah got player of the month. And Arne Slot's first month of being manager of the month, although he's only lost one game all season. It's kind of mad for me, but well-deserved drift.
Yeah. I mean, who was going to get it if it wasn't him?
I'm sure they're trying to find a way of giving it to someone.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would. I mean, what player was going to get it if not Mo as well?
Yeah, exactly. It shows how good Liverpool are doing right now. That managers getting awards and Salah's getting awards, and I'm proper happy about it. Like the club's doing well at this moment in time, but unfortunately, we have got stuff to talk about that ain't always positive, and we're going to just get out of the way with first. And this is this Trent to Madrid stuff. So, and I know you've seen it today, Drift. Apparently, Madrid are trying to make an agreement to get Trent in January. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I don't know anymore, bro. I mean, does this guy really want to ruin his legacy? Maybe he doesn't give a shit. Maybe he's more selfish than we thought he was. I don't know. But yeah, it's all right. I'm very selfish when it comes to this. And I know that I'm being bad man when I say this. But I'm just going to be honest. You lot know already. I speak the truth. I speak whatever I feel. And if people don't like it, it is what it is. No one in England grows up giving two shits about playing for Real Madrid. Nobody. Nobody. I don't give a damn what anybody says. It is not a childhood dream of anyone English. There might be a curiosity. You might have grown up understanding their greatness, but you don't have this overwhelming desire to play for them like South Americans do and players from around the world. Because 9 times out of 10, you realize we grew up with the best product. So you grew up idolizing and wanting to play for one of the teams in this league as an Englishman. And that would normally be Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc., etc. He supports Liverpool. Therefore, that was his dream. So the fact that he's living his dream, maybe it's changed his mind. But I'm not going for the Real Madrid are the biggest club. It's always been a dream. It's ambition. I'm not going for any of that. I'm not going for any of that. If he goes, then his legacy at Liverpool is completely tarnished. Completely tarnished. If he wants that, that's fine. He's allowed to do what he wants. He's his own man. But in my personal opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinion, he will be tarnishing his legacy. He's going for free, which is absolutely spitting in the face of Liverpool and everybody who's given him the opportunity, including the fans, to be this great guy who he is. And I don't really understand what the allure would be other than this really stupid notion he wants to be a Ballon d'Or winner, where, I'll be honest with you, Trent, you're a special breed, a very special breed of footballer. So maybe you can change the narrative. But as long as I've been alive, one defender has won it. He shouldn't have won it. And you're a right back. You're not even a centre back. So if you believe you're going to have a better season than what Virgil did, granted, maybe at Madrid, people might pay more attention to it because we all know it's just a popularity contest anyway. But he's got Mbappe, Vinicius. There's all these other players at Real Madrid. Does he really believe he's going to go and be the standout player and win the Ballon d'Or at Real Madrid? And is that really a decision you make for your whole career, that you just want to be a Ballon d'Or winner? I don't really like the idea of that anyway, bro, because I'm all for people wanting to be individuals within themselves because that's who we are. But if that is your priority, you can fuck off. I'm being honest with you, bro. You can fuck off. I'm a man who wants you to get those while you're being a team player, like Mo, for example. Mohamed Salah, perfect example of a model professional. Does he care about individual awards? Yes, because he's a GOAT and he wants to continue that way. But he never puts it above team achievements and he never puts it above the team. If Trent goes to Madrid to win the Ballon d'Or and that's his motivation, then he's putting himself above the team. And I think that that's bullshit. So just go. Just go with that's what you want because you're not going to achieve it. I know that might sound like I'm taking a piss, but you're not going to achieve it. Trent Alexander-Arnold, as talented as he is never winning Ballon d'Or. So if you want to run off and go be with your friend Bellingham and go and play in Madrid and ruin your whole Liverpool legacy, go do it, man. Go do it. Like, I don't really care anymore, bro. I just want this saga over and done with now. It's just getting on my nerves, bro.
Yeah. No, I agree. What the mad thing is about this Ballon d'Or status that he keeps talking about is that Mohamed Salah is actually the favourite for the Ballon d'Or next year, right? As with the bookies right now, and he plays for Liverpool. So, you know, it obviously can be done. As you said, defenders winning Ballon d'Or, although it's wrong. You know, Virgil should have won the Ballon d'Or when he came runner-up that year. You know, he was the best player in the world for me, even though he's playing centre-back. You know, it's always got to be the attacking players that gain the interest on that award, don't it? So I don't think even if he went to Real Madrid, problem is, if he goes to Real Madrid, you know, is he going to be a better right-back in Carvajal has been for the last few years for Real Madrid? You know, and Carvajal never gets a mention of anything. You know, look what he's done for Spain. Look what he's done for Madrid. You know, countless trophies.
Marcelo, James. Marcelo was world class, bruv. He didn't even get close to being Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah,
he played for Real Madrid.
Do you think it's just this generation now that look at that more than the older generation? Because Trent is what, 25? He's part of that generation, ain't he? You know, because if you look at them, Vinny, and then all them players, Kylian Mbappe, Bellingham, they all talk about, you know, Ballon d'Or stuff and Ballon d'Or that, and, you know, being the best in the world. And do you think it's just that generation?
But I mean, the Ballon d'Or don't mean anywhere near as much as it did before, though, bro.
No,
when we were growing up, the Ballon d'Or was actually it meant something. In the last 10 years, it's just been a popularity competition, bro. You're not the best player; you're just the most liked. Well,
look at Messi won it. Was he the best player in the world at the time? I mean, he won the World Cup, and they thought they had to give it to him because he won the World Cup, didn't they? So, you know, he probably not. You know, it is a popularity contest, and defenders don't win it. It's as simple as that.
They don't. And if you're going to win it as a defender, James, you've got to be Virgil level.
Yeah, godlike.
Yeah. Because it's going to have to be about defending as well, right? It can't only be about attacking and passing the ball.
No.
It can't be. Do you get what I mean? Toni Kroos should have got Ballon d'Or if it's only about passing. Look how he's been dictating play for Real Madrid for the last decade. Now, what does Trent think he's actually... Like, let's be honest, James. The only way you win Ballon d'Or is if you are clutch and you win games with goals.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. That's the only way you win Ballon d'Or is if you're clutch and you win. So if Trent thinks he's going to go Madrid and bang in 20 goals, then fair enough, maybe he can win the Ballon d'Or. But I don't think that's going to happen, do you? And again, I'm saying this with all the respect to the fact that I love Trent. And Trent is a superstar. But I am getting sick and tired of this bullshit, bro. And if he wants to go, then... he needs to understand the responsibility as a scouser that's come through the academy who supports Liverpool. He ain't allowed to walk away without this tarnishing him. He's just not, bro. That's not how this goes.
No, I agree as well. Do you feel like with Trent, because he's running out of a contract, do you feel like he thinks this might be the only chance that he can go and play for Real Madrid? Because he's running out of a contract. Because if he had a contract... I think Liverpool would probably turn down any transfer that came in for him, you know, so he'd never get a chance there. But because his contract's running out, he might feel like this is the only time that he wants to go. Me personally, as a Liverpool fan, I don't get why you want to leave our club for Real Madrid. But that's just me as a fan, maybe. You know, I can understand the allure of it, but for me, you play for the best team in the world. So, you know, Carragher even said, I know a lot of people come at Carragher a lot, you know. But Carragher, when he was a player, he said, I understand why anyone wants to leave because for me, this is the best team in the world. You know, and I think he spoke about that when Stevie was thinking about going to Chelsea. So, you know, and Trent growing up obviously as a Scouser and a Red through and through, and this is his club. I understand that he's been here for 20 years because he was here as a kid, but I think of him as a first team footballer. And he's been a first team footballer since 2017, was it? So, 8 years, being a first-team footballer. I think he's still got a lot to give Liverpool. In fact, the way Liverpool going right now with Arne Slot is a new era. Apparently, he loves it. You know, the players talk amazingly about Slot and the coaches. So, you know, maybe, you know, he can do everything he wants to do playing for Liverpool and be a one-club legend and go in the same name as Stevie and your Carragher's and your Kenny Dalglish's when his career ends. Or would his name be a bit like Steve McManaman's when he left for Real Madrid? That we like McManaman, we think of McManaman a lot, but we don't put him in that bracket with Kenny and Stevie, do we? I mean, that's what,
He needs to have a conversation with McManaman because I think McManaman's probably bitter about it.
Yeah, McManaman didn't want to leave. If anyone knows the story about the McManaman stuff. So apparently we messed up McManaman's contract or something like that. And they didn't talk to each other. And when he was on holiday in Spain, he got talking to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid said, "Do you want to go?" Like, he was one of the first real big Bosman transfers, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He literally was the first ever Bosman.
And they were like, "Do you want to go?" And he was like, "I'm doing this contract. I'd rather stay at Liverpool." He came to Liverpool and asked, and apparently they were saying about conversations that never happened in time, and he just felt like Liverpool didn't want him, and he signed for Real Madrid. And it's like Mark Lowe, like everyone forgets, like as much as I can understand people hating on Mark Lowe because he went to Man United, like he only wanted to experience the Madrid life and then come back. But when he left, Gerard Houllier, Raf Benitez is so cold. He said, like, "No, you're left now. Like, you're not coming back," sort of thing. And everyone, I think people forget that Carragher tried desperately to get him back. Madrid thought he was getting a transfer, and then it went dead. So he had no chance. But because I believe, if memory serves me right, Newcastle outbid Liverpool, and Madrid accepted Newcastle's offer. Yeah. He didn't want to go, but he couldn't stay at Madrid because they kicked him out the door.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Liverpool were only willing to offer 8 million.
Yeah,
and Newcastle came in with 15 mil, and Real Madrid were like, "We're accepting Newcastle," and there's nothing they could do about it. Yeah, so Liverpool wouldn't up the amount, and a lot of people don't know that. You know what I mean? And I understand them not liking Owen for going to Man United, but
the Man United
because his career, he tried to come back to Liverpool 3 times, and all 3 times Liverpool said no. So how much can you hate the man if he desperately wanted to come back to the club? And again, if people want to sympathise with Trent about wanting to go abroad, is that not the same thing as Owen? Yeah. Owen wanted to experience going abroad for a year and come back. Why is nobody angry at Ian Rush? Ian Rush did the same thing, James. He wanted to experience Italy for a year, went Juve, experienced it, came back. Nobody has a problem with Rush. So why has everyone got a problem with Owen for doing the same thing?
Do you know what I'm mad about the Rush thing is that, can you imagine social media was about it then, Drift, when we let Ian Rush go out the door when we're top of the world, to go to Juventus, who's another club at top of the world, like a European rival. And then his replacement we signed from Oxford United,
who went on to be an absolute superstar, who was then put out to bring Ian Rush back. You know what? I think the story of what's his name needs to be sang a bit louder, you know, and big up to him, because John Aldridge only came out last year after all these years later, James, decades later, and told the truth about actually the way he was treated, which was pretty disgusting, bro, if you think about it. John Aldridge was an absolute baller, bro. And for some reason, we just kicked him out to bring Ian Rush back. Yeah. So, yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Me personally, I mean, again, I'm not making excuses for Owen, but you can understand wanting to go and play at Real Madrid for a year when it was Beckham, Zidane, Figo, Ronaldo, Raul. Like, remember the players that played for Real Madrid and they wanted Owen? Like, you can understand why he wanted to just go for 12 months and experience what it was like to play with those, which are probably the greatest players who've ever played the game. You know, you can understand why. Who does Trent want to go play with? Bellingham? Mate, you can link up with him in the summer holidays, bro. Like, what is this batty on bench bullshit? Like, you really want to go and you want to go hang out with him that much? Like, come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. I'm sorry. I don't get it, bro.
And this is what I don't want to happen. I don't want Trent to ruin. You know, look, everyone understands the law of Madrid, but as you say it, when we were kids growing up, playing football and watching football, none of us really spoke about Real Madrid, did we?
No.
We spoke about playing for big teams in England, didn't we? That was always the way. And maybe life has changed now, and these youngsters are a bit more, you know, they seem to know what they want earlier in life than maybe we did when we were kids. But you can make a mistake going to Madrid as well at the same time. You know, I know he had a great first season, Jude Bellingham, but Jude Bellingham's not exactly the most favourable player at Real Madrid with the fan base this season. You know, it turns like that at Real Madrid. It can turn. Yep. Look at Gareth Bale, man. They hated him. You know, it can turn so quickly, and I just don't want that for Trent. That is one thing I don't want him to do. I don't want him to go there and, you know, it goes completely wrong from him and he gets lost. You know, a generational player like Trent shouldn't be getting lost. And I don't want that to happen for him. But at Liverpool, he's protected. You know, he's loved. You know, you can put an arm around him. You know, it's going to be difficult for that to happen. He's got to believe in himself a lot, and maybe he does. But I don't know, Drift. I just want this all finished one way or the other. I either want them to say, right, we're going to sign a new deal, or in January go, look, unfortunately, Trent's going to leave our football club, and we just move on.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I'm telling you, bro. And here's the thing as well. If I was Trent, I'd be asking myself this question. Why did you only want me for free? Why didn't you try to get me when you would have had to pay for me? That would make me feel a little bit underwhelmed in terms of the overall care or want for them to have me. And then on top of that, James, so what? He signs a pre-contract in January, and then we're in a James, I tell you what, I do not want to see him play any games if he signs a pre-contract with Real Madrid, you know. I don't care if I'm cutting off my nose to spite my face. If we're chasing the title, I don't want anybody playing in the first 11 who's off at the end of the season. No way, bro. So it's better if he goes in January if he's not staying, bro, if I'm being completely honest with you.
And I think that's something the club, because there is rumours that the club might look at selling him in January. If that's the case, I'm with you. If we hear that Trent wants to go Real Madrid and he's going to turn down any offer Liverpool give to him, and Real Madrid's the club he wants to go to, and he feels like he's done everything he wants at Liverpool and he wants to go somewhere else, fine. And then no one's going to say hold him back on it. But is he going to have his heart in the rest of the season?
And he doesn't deserve to win a medal with Liverpool if his heart ain't in it.
That's my only worry about this whole thing. But again, him being out of contract, look, one thing I will say, Trent being out of contract is not his fault. You know, that's the club's. So I'm not going to go on Trent and Salah and Virgil. But I just and this is my worry. I think Salah I don't know about you. I think Salah and Virgil do get done. Just Trent, I have no idea, Drift. I want all three to stay like you. We all want all three to stay, but
I'm still going to stand on business, James, and say I think all three will stay.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed, man.
I'm still going to stand on business, but the Trent stuff's getting on my nerves. I must be honest. The Trent stuff is really getting on my nerves.
Yeah. The law of Real Madrid is there for him, which I can understand. He's a free transfer and he probably feels like this is the best time he can do it. My only worry, like, if we offer him a very good contract, that is a very, very good contract, and he turns it down to go Real Madrid, that's going to leave a bit of a bitter taste. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, that's when he becomes the Judas.
That will leave a little bit of a bitter taste.
That's when he becomes the Judas.
If we offer him a contract we know he's going to reject, then that's down to the club, and I'll have a go at the club about that. But if the club are offering him a bloody good contract, that's a really good deal, and I find out he goes to Real Madrid for not really much more, then yeah, that will definitely leave a bit of taste. But as I say, I hope he does stay because he's a generational footballer, no matter what people think, in my opinion.
And I've argued back and forward with the boys about this, especially Carl, because he said it would be the lack of ambition that he would understand if Trent left because of the way FSG are and stuff like that. But I asked him the question, well, if that's the case, then why do Mo and Virgil want to stay? And why does Ibu want to stay? And all the other players who look like they're close to signing contracts, does Trent think he's better than them? Because as brilliant as Trent is, I can tell you right now, you're not better than Virgil and you're not better than Mo. So what makes you think you're too good to hang around, but they are willing to hang around? That would confuse the hell out of me, especially when you're the one who's supposed to be more loyal to the cause. You're the Scouser. You're the Liverpool fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would really confuse me. Because Mo and Virgil, Jay, I don't know about you, but they're pretty much begging the club to keep them. Like, they're doing everything possible to let it be known no one else can lure them away. They don't want to go Real Madrid, Barcelona, wherever it is. They want to play for Liverpool. They understand their legacy is here. They love the club. They want to be here. How can the Scouser in the team be the one who doesn't feel that way? I'm confused, bro. I'm so confused. So Trent needs to hurry up and make up his mind, and the club need to hurry up and give him a contract. And let's just see what the real deal is with this, man.
No, I'm with you. Jeff says, Jamie, come on, man. He's nowhere near generational. He will sit on Madrid's bench for 2 years. Nah, Jeff, man, if Madrid want him, he's got to play.
Nah, Jeff. 100% he's generational. 100%.
And it depends what you mean. But look, if I look at Trent as a footballer, he's a generational footballer. Is he a generational defender? That's a different question. But as a footballer and what he does with a football, yeah, there's hardly anyone like him in world football. So that's why look, Real Madrid aren't after Robbo, are they? Let's put it this way. They're not after Robbo. And Robbo's a better defender than Trent. But he's not generational like Trent is as a footballer. And although Robbo's an excellent left back, they want Trent. And they want him for a reason, man. Look, as much as we hate it, he would open everything up at Real Madrid. They haven't got an outball. They haven't got a player who can play an outball from a deeper position. He would see him. As soon as Mbappe sees Trent with the ball, he's off. Yeah. Because Trent would go, here you go, and just put it to him right on his foot.
Trent improves every single team in world football.
Yeah.
Look how good he is.
Walks into Madrid's team. He does, man. Like people might.
Is there a team he doesn't walk into, bro? Let's be honest. Is there a team that Trent doesn't walk into in world football?
I've always said it. Pep would love Trent.
Oh my days! He'd cream his pants if he had Trent, bro.
You know, he wouldn't be worried about Trent can't defend at right back. I'm telling you right now, because Walker can't defend. He plays him every week, so
he would invent. Do you remember how we used Cancelo before they fell out, and he almost invented a role in the team for Cancelo, and he balled out that season. Cancelo was sensational that year. He would do that with Trent. He would find a way to find a new formation, literally, to get Trent on the ball. And can you imagine Trent's creation with Haaland up front? It would be ridiculous, bro.
Oh, yeah. It just
ridiculous.
Trent's with the ball, he's fair. And that's why I want him to stay, because he's a weapon and an asset to our football club, and I don't want him to leave. But yeah, then conversations might have to be had sooner than we think, you know. Let's go to a few brighter things. So, I don't know if you've seen it, Drift. Before I get to this brighter thing, I just want to talk about one bit of nonsense that I've seen on social media today and yesterday. I've seen these Arsenal fans saying Saka was better than Sadio Mane ever was. I don't know if you've seen it, Drift.
Bro, they have got main character syndrome so fucking
Did I forget how good Mane was?
Bro, look, some of the people I love the most in this world are Arsenal fans. So I always try not to be too harsh on Arsenal fans in general, because I don't want to offend the people who are normal and I'm friends with, even though I'm sure they know. Arsenal fans talk more shit than I've ever known in my life. They're worse than Donald Trump. That is how much shit they talk. Bro, Bukayo Saka dreams of being Sadio Mane. What are we even doing? Why are we even entertaining such bullshit, bro? What are we even doing here? Bukayo Saka can't lace Mane's boots. Never has, never will be able to. Bukayo Saka isn't even world class. I don't care what anyone says. I know he's good. Of course he's good. But he isn't even world class. Sadio Mane is, in my opinion, the best left winger to ever play in the Premier League.
Yeah, it was different, wasn't
Giggs was a left midfielder. Do you get what I mean?
Different position.
Different position, because Giggs is the only person I'm putting above Mane in the Premier League on that left-hand side. He was a left midfielder. He wasn't a left winger. If you want to talk about left winger, Sadio Mane is the best left winger to ever play in the Premier League. People will probably argue with me, but that's my opinion.
Yeah,
absolute world-class baller at the highest level. Took Liverpool to all the heights. And you want to put Bukayo Saka? Nah, don't make me laugh.
Mane 21-22 was otherworldly. He was. Yeah, I loved Mane. Even when he was at Southampton, people forget how good he was.
Yeah, bruv, he was unbelievable.
Tremendous player. I don't know why Arsenal fans always pick Liverpool players to put their players up against.
Because we're the standard, bro.
We must be, because, I always hear it like, oh, our right back's better than Trent, our goalkeeper's as good as Alisson, our right wing is as good as Salah.
Oh my God! You remember the Rayner or the Ray? What's his name again? Is it Rayner? Rayner? What's that goalie's name again?
Oh, Raya.
Raya's as good as Alisson. Do you remember?
Yeah, it's just
Saliba's better than Van Dijk.
Yeah,
Ben White is better than Trent. Bro, they've been spewing this bullshit for years, bro.
But then they say we haven't. But then
remember Tierney's better than Robertson. Jamie, do you remember that one?
Yeah,
Tierney's better than Robertson. Do you remember that shit?
And I think Tierney's a good player, but I think people forget how, like, Ashley Cole's the best left back in Premier League history. But I think there's big conversations about Robbo at the end of his career.
Robbo's next.
I just, as a left back in the Premier League, he has been amazing, man.
Ashley Cole's the only left back in Premier League history better than.
They never said Odegaard's the next Bergkamp.
They did.
No,
Jim, they did, bro. They did.
What are they watching Bergkamp today or 20 years ago?
You tell me. In my opinion, Bergkamp's the best number 10 of all time. That is what you call the pinnacle of football. Dennis Bergkamp was the elite of the elite. And you want to put Martin Odegaard in the same breath as Dennis Bergkamp.
Go and watch World Cup 1994 for anyone who ain't watched Bergkamp. Go and watch World Cup 1994. He's different.
Different gravy. Dennis Bergkamp made Nicolas Anelka. Dennis Bergkamp almost made Thierry Henry. Dennis Bergkamp improved Ian Wright. Dennis Bergkamp is just levels upon levels. And you're going to put Martin Odegaard in the same breath as Dennis Bergkamp. They're doing too much, and they always do too much. Oh, yeah, Havertz is Firmino. Is the new Firmino. Do you remember that one?
I haven't taken Firmino's left foot.
Bro, they have got main character syndrome, I swear. They're like the middle child. You know what? They know the middle child who always feels left out.
Oh, yeah. My sister.
Yeah, Arsenal are the middle child. Just attention seeking all the time.
Bobby is the closest I've seen to Dennis Bergkamp in the Premier League.
Bobby,
in that position, in that sort of shadow, false 9, 10 sort of position, because Bergkamp played behind the striker, then he didn't play right up top, and if you played, I think Bobby would be probably the closest to a Bergkamp type.
I mean, I'll say David Silva as well. David Silva was...
Yeah, he was immense.
David Silva was right up there as well, yeah. After Bergkamp, I'll go David Silva. I think David Silva is the next best number 10 that I think I've ever seen in the Premier League after Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah, it's just like Odegaard can't even talk to people like Zola. And I think Zola's a baller, but obviously he's not Bergkamp. But like Odegaard can't even talk to people like Zola, bruv. They put him in the same, and Bergkamp is their player. They're even giving their own legend a bad name. I don't get it.
The only thing Odegaard has over Bergkamp is that he's willing to go on an aeroplane. That
was so weird that Bergkamp would have fly.
That is the only thing he has over him, man. Big up hatred of Super. He says, if I was president, Saka over Mane would get you executed in my country. No, it's a complete winger. You'll ever get quality at right wing, left wing, and centre forward. Yeah, That's the thing. Mane went striker for half a season and looked immense.
But he should have won Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
He should have won Ballon d'Or that year.
Look what he did for his country. Yeah,
What he did for his country, what he did for Liverpool, just because we didn't win the Champions League and we're not as popular as Real Madrid. Mane should have won the Ballon d'Or that year. We've been robbed twice. Virgil and Mane, and even Mo, to be honest. We've had players that should have all won the Ballon d'Or during this time, but they didn't. So
yeah. And this is so true. I've never heard Liverpool fans compare our players to theirs. We're levels above.
We are.
I've never compared the Liverpool player to anyone else. We really haven't. You know, it's just that it's mad. They are the gift that keeps giving. That's all I'm going to say. Right, I don't know, Drift, if you have any influence in Liverpool's transfer market, but so a lot of rumours, apparently with Fabrizio as well. Fabrizio started this saying that Joao Pedro to Liverpool could be a possibility in the summer. Now, I know you've been, and myself, really like Joao Pedro, and you've been on the Pedro bandwagon all season now and last season. But I know you've been atting them. They might be listening.
Yeah, weekly. I've been doing it weekly, Jen. Weekly.
Joao
Make
Pedro.
sure they don't miss it.
JJ Okocha. Yeah, there's another one who's better than Odegaard. There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Joao Pedro to Liverpool. Now, you and me, we've been talking about this, and we both agree it would be perfect. I know some want more of a killer striker up front. I personally don't think Isak playing with Salah works, personally. The way we play. I still feel like, because the wingers we got and the wide players we got, if Salah's not going anywhere, Drift, if Salah's staying at Liverpool on his new contract, Salah's still going to be our main goal scorer for the years to come just because who he is. So Slot's not going to just turn Salah into a touch-tight winger and just make him creative. He's got to be the goal-scoring outlet. So if you've still got Mo to do that, I don't think you need to go and get a killer number 9. But someone like Joao Pedro, who can get goals, by the way, it's not like he's allergic to goals. He can score goals. He's pretty clinical when he needs to be as well.
Yeah.
But it's also his link-up play, the way he drops deep. You know, talk to me about Joao Pedro, man, because I love the guy.
Bruv, when we've been doing our big ups, we've done quite a few games that have had Brighton in it, and he's impressed us while we've been watching. Do you know what I mean? This is literally what I was just about to say. Joao Pedro is Firmino reborn. He's obviously not as good as Firmino, but he's in a very similar stylistic mold as Bobby. His creativity, I think, is underrated, James. His eye for a pass is underrated. His ability to drop into the space, the half space in between the defense and the midfield, pick up the ball. And like you said, bro, he's very clutch. I actually think people are sleeping on just how clutch Joao Pedro is. When you play for Brighton, you don't get many chances, generally speaking.
Yeah, he's pretty
so
clinical.
When you do, you have to take them. And he takes them, bro. Do you know what I mean? He can play left wing at an absolute push if you need be pretty well. Can play 10, can play up front. He's a perfect slot player, James. Perfect slot player. So not only do I like him, I also believe he suits the way we play. Do you know what I mean? And then if you have him and you have an out-and-out forward, like, so let's just say, for argument's sake, Joao Pedro replaced Nunes, and we had Pedro and we had Jota. Jota can be the out-and-out one. Jota can be the one who is the one who, if you need that guy who's just going to just think about goals only, you play Jota. But if you're playing a team where you might need to mix it up a bit, you might need a player who's more about dropping in and getting the ball, allowing Mo and Diaz or whoever's playing on the wings to make their runs. Joao Pedro is that guy, bro. He's that guy. His first touch is immaculate. He's tall, he's strong, he's skillful, he's quick. Bro, I want Joao Pedro more than I want anyone, bro. I want him more than Isak. I want him more than Osimhen. I want him more than Gyökeres. There's nobody I actually want to be our number 9 more than Joao Pedro. I can just envision what it would be with him up there, and it would be something special, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, look, I think at the moment for Brighton, he's 1 in 2 this season as well. Yes, he doesn't always play as the out-and-out top guy. You know, he plays sort of behind Welbeck if they play together. Yeah. So Welbeck is more of the main goal scorer in that team. But as you say, if you're playing Jota up top in a game, or you're playing Darwin up top in a game, you can play Joao Pedro just behind her in the 10. You know, he has that ability to get goals from that area as well. So it's not just the main focal point up front. I think it could be a transfer that Liverpool are looking into, because a lot of people have spoken about what does Slot want as a striker. If you look at Slot at Feyenoord, he had Jimenez as his main striker, who also like to, you know, play deep, link the play, join the play up, and get his fair share of goals. He wasn't exactly a goal machine, but he got his fair share of goals.
Yeah.
I just look at the way Liverpool are drift, and you know, you got Luis Diaz and Gakpo on one side, you got Salah on the other. You got Jota in the squad still, you got Darwin in the squad still. I just don't think an out-and-out 9 is what Slot is going to be looking at, because he feels like if I can get 20 Premier League goals from Mo Salah, if I can get 8 or 9 from Luis Diaz, a handful from Cody Gakpo, you know, a handful from Darwin, handful from Jota. Yeah, no worries. And do it that way, you know. I don't know about you guys in the chat. Let me know how you feel. Obviously, the Cherki deal has gone very quiet as well, which, you know, I know Liverpool are looking at Cherki, but you know, yeah, I like Cherki as well. But the Joao Pedro stuff, let me know in the chat what you guys think. You got obviously Mamouche at Frankfurt at the moment, who's doing bits. He scored a couple of good goals in midweek. I think he's a very, very good player. Cunha, Wolves, their Opinion, all good, decent players who would fit that role. There's a few. Like you guys in the chat have already said, Opinion, you know, Cunha, Joao Pedro. I think that's the sort of striker, sort of player Liverpool might be looking at. Rashid said, Jamie, sell Szoboszlai 56 million Newcastle who wanted him before us. Is that by Pedro for Szoboszlai? Price of there's someone else more flexibility and Jota can go to. Yeah, like Isaac, Salah, Pedro. Yeah, I hear it. I'm just not a big Isaac fan. I don't know what it is, guys. I know you guys are going to come at me now, but I am literally. I'm not. I don't know what it is about Isaac. There's something about him. I don't know. It just don't click with me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. But yeah, Isaac don't click with me. Mamouche seems more like Edwards' radar. I know a lot of Liverpool fans and a lot of people that are close to the subject more than I am that say Mamouche to Liverpool, you know, could happen. Is, you know, could be the one we go for. I can see it as well. You know, he can play in wide areas. He can play through the middle. I think he's playing through the middle at the moment, isn't he? For Frankfurt. This is his first real season of banging goals, though. My worry is we've got to be careful we don't go down the same route we've gone by before. Look, we went with Darwin and banged goals for Benfica in that one season we bought him, and it's not quite worked. Mamouche is around 25 years of age now, if I'm correct. He's banging goals for Frankfurt in his first real, you know, goal-scoring season. He's banging goals. He's confident. We buy him. Does he go back to the Mamouche seasons before that where he weren't banging goals? And we got a player who gets you 5 to 8 goals a season instead of 15 to 20. That's my worry of it. Big up, Edward agrees with me. Big up, Edward. Yeah, that's all right, man. I was just saying about Mamouche, because a lot of people talking about Mamouche from Frankfurt, and what I was saying was he's scoring goals this season. He's 25, but if you look at his career, he's not really scored goals before this season at this level he is right now. Is he just on a massive, confident, purple patch bit of form right now, and everything's just going for him, and he's just banging in goals? We go and buy him, and he goes back to the player he was before the amazing season he had. That's my worry with players like Mamouche. I don't know if you have that same kind of worry about him.
Yeah, I have a worry about a lot of players that play one good season and then you buy them. I do. I have a lot of worry, and it doesn't even mean that you're gonna stink out the gaff. But for an example, Vlahovic, I think he's good, but you remember how hyped up he was. He definitely wasn't as good as the hype that was around him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at De Ligt. Do you remember how hyped up De Ligt was? Look at his career. Like sometimes you gotta let a player have more than just one good season. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think he looks good. He definitely does look good, bro. He does. But because he's doing it in a different league, that's where I'm always gonna have that slight trepidation about whether he can come to the Premier League, because Bundesliga tax is a real thing, I reckon. I do, not to be disrespectful, but I do think Bundesliga tax can be a real thing. Look what Timo Werner was doing in the Bundesliga, bro. So you got to be quite careful. But Mamouche does look good, though. He looks very technical as well. I like that he's got pace, he's got skill. But yeah, I think he's got to do it for at least one more year before we consider dropping 50, 60 M's or whatever it would cost to get him.
Yeah, same. I mean, I like what I've seen of him. I'm like, oh, bloody hell, he's actually really good. He's technical. He, a lot of his goals do come in transition. Liverpool play a lot in transition. So maybe it's the right move to go and do. He can play across the whole front three, I believe, left, right, and up front. He's got ability, he's got pace, he can strike a ball. And maybe he's just one of them players who bloomed a little later in their career. It happens. Salah, what age was Salah when he first came to Liverpool? 24?
Yeah, roughly.
He smashed 44 goals in his debut season. He was hitting goals before that. That's not, he was, but not to the level.
Yeah, he got 19 goals for Roma the year before we bought him.
And then 44 at Liverpool. So it just shows that if you buy a player who's got ability and you put him in a more attacking team, you can get more of that player. A bit like Jota when he was at Wolves and went to Liverpool. He got more out of him. So maybe Mamouche is a guy. Maybe we should be looking at him. And I don't think it's expensive either. It's probably a decent price. A lot of people were talking about Joao Pedro in the chat as well, Drift, saying Joao Pedro. Cunha, is it, from Wolves as well?
Yeah, Cunha's good. Yeah, I like Cunha as well. I mean, you know what? Big up, couple people have said it as well. So I might as well just address it while I'm here. In the summertime, I wasn't really privy to this guy. But watching him do it again for what will now be a first season, bro, I'm warming to the idea of Mbeumo as backup, I'm really warming to the idea of Mbeumo as backup.
Your mate Russell very happy.
Bro, if we bought Pedro and Mbeumo, do you know how much we would be bolstering our forward line, bro? Mbeumo can play down the middle and be cover for Salah. Pedro can play in the 10 and up front and left. I don't know who has to go. I'll just say on a whim, Nunes and Chiesa. Just on a whim. I'm not saying I want those two to go, but I'm just saying if those two went and we replaced them with Mbeumo and Pedro, and Mbeumo's consistency, his availability, I think he'd be a brilliant backup player for Salah on that wing. And I think maybe he's ready to make that next step up as well, bro. I'm really warming to the idea of Mbeumo. In the summer, I was against it. I was like, he's a good player. He's not Liverpool level. And he's just, every week, I'm just like, nah, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe Mbeumo is actually, do you know what I mean? Like, he's good, man. Mbeumo's good. There's no two ways about it, bro. He's good.
Well, if you look at him this season, so he's only 25. Everyone thinks he's like 30 because he looks old. But he is literally only 25 years of age. He's quite short. He's like 5'7", 5'8", but he's that short, stocky frame, which means he's got a low sense of gravity. He's got a low sense of gravity. So a bit like Mo, very hard to knock off the ball. Good pace. This season, though, it's going quite well for him. I believe he's got 9 goals in 17 Premier League games. He's mostly playing as a right winger this season. That's where his 9 goals have come from. A couple of assists as well. And he's doing that for Brentford. Now,
Brentford.
I'm with you. Like my man Russell in the chat, he's been chatting about him for time now. You know, he's a player I think we should maybe have a little look at. I think he's going to leave Brentford next season.
He's only got a year left, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe. Let me have a look at his contract here. I don't know if they
And do you know
show
what you do? You don't take the piss out of Brentford. Do you know what you do, James? You take him 𝗝𝗏 and you loan them Dan's for a season. It gets Dan's Premier League experience. I think Dan's is a brilliant player that would help Brentford, and then everybody wins.
Yeah.
Do you know
He's
what I
a
mean?
good player, man. He doesn't have to be a first teamer either. He can just, you know, a very good squad option, you know, that can come in and bang goals and perform and take the weight off certain players in our team. You know, he can play through the middle and he can play right wing.
Yep, and he keeps the pace in the team that we need as well, because we need pace in the team, and then 𝗝𝗏's got pace for days. So yeah, I really am teaming 𝗝𝗏 now. I'm really coming around to the idea, bro.
And there's players out there, Drift. See, this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of players who've got PR against their name that everyone says we should go for. But, you know, Cunha, Pedro, Joao Pedro, and Brian 𝗝𝗏, these are very good footballers. These are good players. That you put them into our team right now. Like, say we had Joao Pedro and Brian 𝗝𝗏 right now in our team. I think we've got more goals in our team if we put them in our starting lineup.
Yeah, I agree.
Than we maybe have right now. You know, then we ain't got to worry about Salah just getting all the goals straight away.
I think 𝗝𝗏, I don't think 𝗝𝗏's a better player than 𝗝𝗏, but I think he's more of a goal threat than 𝗝𝗏. Yeah.
I like Cody. I wouldn't be getting rid of Cody anytime.
No. I'm not getting rid of Cody. I think our left side is fine. I'm worried Diaz might want to go to Barcelona, but other than that, I think our left side is fine.
I think Diaz is still like. I think we're talking contracts of him and Konaté, and I believe Fabrizio and that said recently that Konaté's contract is almost done with Liverpool, like almost sorted.
Diaz just wants more money, bro. And he's only on 55 grand a week. I don't bloody blame him.
Just give him 150 grand a week.
Give 150 and we're cool. The Barcelona dream will go away, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Being happy, man. I liked it. Look, I had the issue with Diaz last season. This season, I actually think he's performed at a higher level. Yes, he's not scored a Premier League goal since September. I get that, but there is more competitions than just the Premier League. You know, there's cup competitions, there's Champions League football.
I have this argument with Cal all the time.
You got to score everywhere you are. Do you know what I mean? You have to, you know, if he's scoring in the Champions League and he's helping us win games and he's still contributing in the Premier League in other ways, then it's all, I'm all good with it. I mean, I think he's got 9 goals in all comps this season, which, and Diaz has never really been about output in that way, has he? That's not really what he is as a player.
He's a danger man. He's a danger man. That's what he is. He's a maverick, and you need a maverick. I mean, I think it went under the radar in our team, James, that 𝗝𝗏 scored 6 games in a row. Like, nobody was talking about it. That's a pretty good achievement.
Yeah, Cody can smash a ball as well.
Do you know what I mean? A third of the way into the season, and he scored 6 games in a row, and nobody was talking about it. That's a brilliant achievement. 6 games in a row is a pretty good run of consistency, in my opinion. But nobody really spoke about it. And then he has a bad game, and then everyone wants to pile on the bad game. It's like, well, why weren't you talking about how well he played in the other games? Like, we got a lot of toxicity building up in our fan base, bro. Considering we're top of both leagues, I'm really struggling to understand why there's so much negativity in our fan base at the moment.
I don't understand it, Drew. I was going to say that as well.
It's weird, man. It's weird, bro.
It is very. I don't get it. Some Liverpool fans are down as well. Like, you know, people are complaining about the way we play sometimes, and we're getting lucky in games. And I'm like, yeah, we are sometimes, but I can go when Man City won the Centurions. There was games they got lucky in and shouldn't have won, that did. You know, it's football. No one can be perfect. You know, can our midfield get through sometimes? Can you walk through our midfield at times? Yeah, because, you know, Slot's only been there 6 months. He's still working at it, but we're still winning games of football. So, in my opinion, I believe only things can get better, Drift. That's the way I look at it.
100%. Remember, he hasn't even brought in any players that he thinks are specific either. if he does get to do that. It's weird. And here's the thing that I don't understand, James. The thing that baffles me more than anything, and I've even argued with the boys about this as well. Why are you so angry when you weren't on the winning the league train like we were?
Yeah.
Everyone looked at us like we were crazy, bro, when we said that we can win the league this year. They were like, what? And they were even asking us to explain it, bro. They were like, go on, explain it to me. Explain why we can win the league. And I just told them quite simply all of the reasons why it made perfect sense, why we were capable of winning the league. Nah, don't agree. Now, a third way into the season, we're 6 points clear at the top of the league. And now nobody's happy. You didn't even think we'd be here. You should be more happy than we are. Because we thought we could do this. No one else did. Why aren't you over the moon? Why are you still finding things to be negative about? You didn't even think we were good enough to be here in the first place. Was out of 6 in the Champions League. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that happening, bro. And we're here. What are you negative about? I'm so baffled, bro. I'm so baffled, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mad. I don't get it either. I don't get it. But before we carry on, guys, I just need to let you all know there's 304 people in the house. Actually, 310 people in the house. And we're only on 85 likes. So, you know, let's hit that like button, guys. It's free to do. It helps the channels out. It's basically what YouTube look at now in the algorithm. So you can start hitting that like button, guys. At least get the 150 or 300 in. I mean, at least make it 1 in 2. Yeah. Let's do an Ian Rush here. Let's get 1 in 2, yeah. That's it. That like button, guys.
So good. He's like he got 1 in 1.
Yeah, he probably did. To be fair, he probably.
When you look at his record, but was it 360 something goals? Isn't it? His overall record for Liverpool.
Yeah,
that is insane, bro. No one's catching that. You know, nobody is ever getting that.
I think Mo wants 3 years because he feels like he can.
You know, if Mo had joined Liverpool at 18, then maybe he could have done it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Mo could have done it if he'd been here for an extra 5 years.
I think Mo, this is really what I think Mo wants to stay at Liverpool. I think Mo wants 3 years because I think he feels like he can get the Premier League all-time goal scorer. That's
how far is he behind Shearer? I can't even remember.
100 out, I think.
Oh, that's a big ask at his age.
It is a big ask. But if he can get close to Rooney, who's on 206, which I think he's 40 goals away from.
Yeah. If he stays for 3 years, he can catch Rooney.
Yeah, I mean, that's that.
Yeah, you can catch Rooney.
Then there's a lot of conversations to have, guys. Which I'm not going to get into now because Arsenal fans might be listening. And you know, you can't mention a certain player's name. So, yeah, but there'll be chats to have. No doubts. Big up Vince's viewpoint in the Super. He says, gents, ever considered playing Núñez as a box-to-box central midfielder? I've heard a lot of people say this. His work ethic is massive and he's skillful and genetic. Could be a grab level hidden talent. Big up Vince. I've heard a lot of this week.
As much as I love Núñez, and you lot, oh no, I don't even need to explain. I love Núñez. I don't think he's got the technical ability to be able to play in midfield. I think the only other place that you could play Núñez in our team would be left wing, because he is quite effective at arriving late at the back post, and he's got the pace to be able to trouble defenders. I don't think he could play in midfield. I don't think he's got the technical ability to play in midfield.
No.
He's a powerful runner, though. I mean, do you know what? I don't even mean any shade when I say this. I don't see any difference between him and Szoboszlai in terms of running power and driving with the ball. So Szoboszlai plays in midfield. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe, but
yeah, he does defend well. That is true. He does. Yeah, he defends well. Yeah, I hear you. I've always had the thing that Darwin could be a winger. You know, I've always been on this train with Darwin and being a winger, because if you have a look at a lot of his attributes, a lot of his best attributes are what you'd consider to be a wide midfielder. You know, he's got that pace and athleticism. He can cut inside as well. And he does track back and defend well. I don't know. Maybe it's something that we should be looking at with Darwin if we want to keep him. Is, you know,
and then there's less pressure on him to score goals if he's on the
left wing. You know, I think he would. I think when he played left wing a few times, well, Klopp was here. You know, I think he actually got some good goal returns playing from left wing. So
yeah, he did.
Maybe it's something we should look at for Darwin in the future. That's if he's got to stay at Liverpool, of course. But look, I know after the game, you know, we won the game 1-0 against Girona, but the main talking point was about Darwin. I had my video about Darwin yesterday. We spoke about it, and I said I feel for him. I just feel like in 3 years now, I just don't think it's worked, unfortunately, for whatever reason it is. And I think it'd be best for him and the club just to part ways, because it's just getting silly now where everyone's arguing constantly about a footballer. And, you know, it shouldn't be the case, should it, Drift? We should just be... It's not working for the guy, for the club or the player. And I don't know about you, Drift. I think at the end of the season, it'd be just best if Liverpool let him go, they get a replacement, and we just move on from all this.
Yeah. I love the kid now. I want him to be successful, and I still believe he can be successful. But
I think he'll score bangs of goals in Spain, by the way. I just do. I think
yeah. The toxicity is just out of this world. You know what I mean? Spain probably would be the move. I've seen a number of players, Diego Forlan, being one of the main ones where he didn't look good in the Premier League, but he was absolutely elite when he went into the Spanish league.
Oh, he was like a bum, weren't he, at Man United?
Yeah, when he was at Man United, he looked awful, bro. And he almost went down as one of the best strikers of his generation by the time he finished his career. Diego Forlan in Spain was a whole nother level, bro.
And then he picked out for Uruguay and he started doing things, and he
was amazing after he left Man United. He just didn't suit the Premier League. You're right. Maybe Nunes is that type of player. Maybe Nunes goes to an Atletico or someone like that and absolutely balls out.
Apparently, Atletico are very interested in him. So
I actually think he would really fit playing for them. I really do. You know what I mean?
You know, Simeone likes aggressive players as well, and he's not an aggressive player in a violent way. He's aggressive in the right way on the pitch, ain't he? He puts himself about, and I think he'd work wonders at Atletico Madrid. I don't know if you've seen this, Drift, but today there's been a lot of talk about Jeremy Frimpong to Liverpool.
Please no.
So apparently he has a £33 million release clause. Which...
Good for him.
Good for him, you know. Poor Frimpong. I personally find it... So the rumours are that Liverpool, if Trent leaves, Frimpong would be that kind of player that would come in to replace him. He's nothing like Trent, though. This is the difference. And to be honest with you, Drift, I don't even know if he's a right back anymore.
No, he's not a good right back. He's not. He's a good wing back, bro. He's not a good right back. If you're playing a back four, he is an absolute liability.
Well, we watched him a lot for the Dutch, didn't we, in the Euros? And
yeah,
you know, he used to come on and play further up, didn't he? Then right back.
He played him on the wing more than he played him in defence. Yeah. There's no, I don't want him. I don't want Frimpong at all. If we played three at the back and we played, big up Ryan. Yeah, no, you know what we do, bro. We do.
How much, Ryan? What's the price on these?
How much? What's the going rate? What's the going rate?
What are we talking here?
70, 75?
Remember, all we can give you is a few shirt buttons, some chicken, and a can of Coke. And, that's all we got. Arsenal want him as well. I thought Arsenal were happy with Havertz. What's the matter? I thought Arsenal were happy with Havertz.
Do you know what I mean? Arsenal would ruin him. Don't sell him to Arsenal. If he goes to Arsenal, Jamie, I will hit the roof, bro. I can't watch Pedro play for Arsenal. Oh my days.
No, that would. Yeah, that would.
Nah, that will burn me, bro. That will burn me, man. I can't. It's bad enough I have to watch Caicedo play for Chelsea, bro.
yeah, and Lavia, to be fair.
Yeah.
I
don't want Frimpong. I don't want him.
He isn't physical enough. He is like, when I talk about small, he is tiny.
Imagine Frimpong trying to mark a winger at the back post in the Premier League, bro. He'd be eaten alive.
He is so small. Can you imagine him lining up at the back with Canati and Virgil? It'd be the camera would have to go, woo!
It'll look like they're walking out with their kid like the mascot, bro.
I think he's actually a good player. coming forward.
Yeah, he is
He
good.
can bang goals. He can score goals, and he's effective further up the pitch. There's no doubt about that. But as a right back, as a Trent replacement,
Terrible right back. Terrible right back.
Look, Trent's a better defender as well, and
Yeah.
people have a problem with Trent's defending. Wait till Frimpong comes.
Yeah. Frimpong is an excellent fullback. He's a terrible right back.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play him at wing back, then cool. You know, if Amorim wants to go and get him, or Conte wants to take him to Napoli, I think he'd absolutely ball out in that 3-5-2 formation, not in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. He'd be an absolute liability. No, thank you.
So yeah, a lot of this has come from Christian Falk, and he's basically said that Liverpool have Frimpong on their list. The right back of Bayer Leverkusen has a clause of £33 million, and Arne Slot apparently really likes him.
Could it be Dutch lazy journalism?
It could be. It could be like Liverpool linked with a Dutch guy.
Yeah, every time there's a Dutchman, we're going to be linked with him. Like, you know,
I just don't think I don't think it makes sense for us to go and buy him. You know, like Johnson said, Roro Gertruda. You know, Gertruda would be more physical. There's no doubt about it.
I agree with that.
It looks like it's mostly that. I think any semi-decent Dutch player is going to be linked with Liverpool.
Mm.
Well, that's a good point. Frimpong is homegrown.
I think we're all right for our homegrown quote.
He comes from Man City's youth team, don't he?
Mm. Well, I think we're all right, though, for homegrown.
Another one.
Bro, the amount of players that they let go that they could do with now is unbelievable.
Yeah, they've like Xavi Simons. I know he's been linked with Liverpool.
Player, but I wouldn't take him.
Where are you playing him?
Yeah, I wouldn't take him.
He's not. I don't think he's good enough for the wide areas, and that means you play him in the 10 like the Dutch do.
If Simmons comes to the Premier League, he would do well at a team like Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham. You know what I mean? The teams that are just below Tottenham. I think he'd do well at Tottenham. The teams that are just below the top 4 teams. That's one of those guys, you know.
Do you see Big Ange talk about Timo Werner today?
No, what did he say about it?
He completely slagged him off. It's hilarious.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, basically.
Well, it was him who picked him.
He basically called him shit in front of the world.
He's losing his rag, bro.
He's had enough, man. Like, but
I don't blame him, though, man. I don't blame him.
Werner's a joke, man. I don't know what happened to that kid. I really don't know what happened to him. So Jota and Chiesa apparently are expected to face Fulham, says Arne Slot. First off, it's great to have Jota back. I think we could all agree. He needs some minutes. He needs to get some game time, keep him fit. And Jota is going to be a lovely weapon that not a lot of other clubs have got, have they, Drift, in Jota, especially coming off the bench. He's a
second most clinical finisher in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. The other one in Chiesa, who does exist apparently. This is the weirdest shit, man, because I don't get it. So when we signed Chiesa, he played a couple of games, didn't he? A few minutes here, a few minutes there. Looked actually kind of decent. I think he hit the post in one. He had that assist for another one when he sort of volleyed it into the ground. He looked decent. He looked a threat. And then we never saw him again. It's like he's quite missing. So he went on an 18 or 30 holiday and never came home.
I mean, they're saying he can't get up to fitness. His stamina levels aren't kicked like. But is he a chain smoker, James, or something?
I don't know, because I saw him play for Italy at Euros and I thought he was all right.
Bro, he had a good Euros. He had a good season last year as well. I'm so confused.
And
I'm so confused.
So I thought it might be down to pre-season that he never had a because Thiago Motta, when he went to Juventus, froze Chiesa out, so he never had a pre-season with Juventus.
Yeah.
Came to Liverpool after our pre-season, so he never had that pre-season. I thought, maybe it's that. So I looked at it, and then I went, we bought Ryan Gravenberch after our pre-season. So I went and looked at Ryan Gravenberch. he played 29 games for Liverpool last season without having a pre-season. And he barely played any games the year before that with Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
But he still played 29 games and got up to standard quite quickly. And then obviously we'll see what he's doing this season. And as far as I know, Slot said he ain't really had injuries. That's not been the issue.
He's basically just telling us, bro, that he's watching him in training and he's like a pub player.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go Sunday League, you watch the guys who drink beer and they got the beer belly and all that stuff. He's almost like he's been like in training, he just can't keep up.
Yeah.
Like, what's happened, bro? Like,
and then he says, I think Slot said, like, because he hasn't played for so many months, it's very hard for me to find time for him because the team's in rhythm. Because the team's in rhythm at the moment, it's hard to get him in and get him out minutes that he needs. So I don't know. It's an interest. I'd love to know what's the matter because it's like you're saying, it's like he's a chain smoker or something. He ain't got the stamina.
Yeah, like he just gets knackered after 5 minutes.
Although, what was the training like in Italy? You know, that he can't do the training in this country. What were they doing at Juventus? You know,
and I'm sure that the way they live a very healthy lifestyle in Italy, so he should actually be all right in terms of like his health and stuff like that. I'm so confused. For
me, though, I'm going to say this about Chiesa because I'm not going to give up on him because this kid he's a talent. There's no doubt about that.
I'm not giving up on him. Yeah.
He could be just one of them players, Drift, who next season absolutely smashes it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Could easily be that.
If people go, if I can't be asked to do it myself, but if people want to do it and go run through the tapes, I said the same thing about Gravenberch, bro. People are doubting him, wondering why we bought him. And I said to everyone last year, Gravenberch is a next season signing. Don't worry about it. He'll bang next season. And look at him now. I think Chiesa will be fine. As long as we don't give up on him, because I'm worried the club might give up on him and move him on. I hope not, because there's still a player in there. And I do believe that next year he'll be a little secret weapon for us. You just needed time to settle, you know. I've never seen somebody so happy to play for Liverpool. So it can't be that he doesn't want to be here. He smiled more in the transfer video.
I've never seen a happier man in my life.
Before,
yeah, and his missus.
They were so happy to be here, bruv. So he wants to be here. He might be just... Do you know what? And maybe a little bit of the adaptation is about being in another country because he's never left Italy before. Might be taking him a little while to get used to it. I think people can't underestimate that as well. Because I look at it from a personal point of view, and I wouldn't be able to go and play in another country. The only country I could go and play in would be America. Because I think the lifestyle
is very samey.
And the language, there's no language issues. Any other country, I can imagine how difficult it would be for me to adapt to the lifestyle, living there, shopping, weather, all that kind of stuff. So I never underestimate what it's like for players who've never played abroad before to come to another country. So maybe it just needs a little bit of extra time. I think he'll be fine by next year. I think Chiesa will be fine by next year.
Even if he's just got to train all season and keep himself fit and sharp, and then has the odd minutes here and there, and then next season he does a whole pre-season. Like does a whole pre-season in the summer, gets his fitness and sharpness back, plays a load of games in pre-season, and he's ready to go in August next year. Then I'm fine with it because I know he's a good player. Yeah, there's a player there, and you know it could be if Diaz goes. You know, if Chiesa's fit, he can play that left wing position, no problem. You know,
I still think there's going to be a couple of moments this season where he chips in as well. To be honest, I'm not giving up on him having a decent contribution in the second half of the season.
And he also might be one of these players that are really crap at training, but once you play him, he's excellent.
Yep.
You know, it could be that. So I think he'll probably play. I reckon he'll get minutes against Southampton on Wednesday, personally. But I think Chiesa for next season, and the way Slot's talking about it, it's like. The way Slot's talking about him, it's like he's talking about him as a player for next season. That's what I get from it. So I think Slot's kind of cool with it, but Slot seems quite cool with everything at the moment. Be absolutely fair. Did I have one more thing to talk about, or did I talk about it? We might have spoke about everything. Oh, Fulham game tomorrow, Drift, 3 p.m. kickoff. So you know. unless you've got a VPN or a stick or anything like that. No one can watch it, but
Yeah. I've got Satanta, so I'll be all right.
Oh, there you go. He's got his stuff.
You know, I'll actually talk to you off thing and let you know, because it's actually pretty. It's actually.
I'll talk to you after this.
Yeah.
But 3 p.m. kickoff. Arsenal play at 3 p.m. kickoff as well. They got the big up Kevin Campbell, obviously the Kevin Campbell derby of Everton.
Yeah.
Must-win game, Drift, 3 o'clock.
Every game is now, isn't it?
Yeah, we just see Fulham put up a very good performance against Fulham in their last game, but we're at home this time. Fulham are away. Obviously, they're at home to Arsenal in that game. How do you see this one going, man?
I'm hoping. I predicted 1-0. So I think it might be a bit of a cagey one. I'm hoping we just get the job done, bro. You know what I mean? We got to keep these wins going, man. The key to winning the league is going to be we win every home game at an absolute minimum. So another home game, we got to make sure we win it. We've got some tricky away games in the second half of the season, so we got to make sure we collect as many points as possible in the first half of the season. And if we go into January 6 points clear or more, then I think we can take it from there, especially if we do a little bit of reinforcing. We can't let anybody catch us before the window opens. So we just got to keep on getting these wins, keep grinding, and hopefully we'll be all right. I think we got Man United on the 1st of January.
5th.
Is it the 5th? Yeah.
Yeah.
They might be a bit more improved by then, so that could be a tricky one. So I think we still need to be about 6, 7, 8, 9 points clear around going into that Man United game, and then hopefully we should be okay. But yeah, I think the Girona game came at a good time as well, bro, because it gave, like, a lot of people forget, even though the rest was really good for the players, you do lose rhythm when you rest. And rhythm's very important when you're in a title race.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad the Girona game kind of like woke everyone up a little bit. So the Fulham game isn't the first game we've played since our game was cancelled. You know what I mean?
Well, if we didn't play a strong team against Girona, it would have been 10 days. That's too long. That's too long. So I agree. So these are our fixtures here. So obviously we've got Fulham tomorrow, the Southampton League Cup game. Now, I'm not saying Slot's going to throw this game. I think he's going to try and win it. But do you see him changing quite a lot up in that game? Because we've got a busy Christmas period, obviously. Do you think this is the game where you don't see a Gravenberch? You maybe don't see a Virgil?
Oh, bro, spoiler alert. I'm playing Dan's. I'm playing Endo. I'm playing Elliot. I'm playing Chiesa. I'm playing...
Jota, maybe?
Yeah. Jota might be...
That's still a decent team,
maybe. 45 minutes for Jota, maybe. That's true.
That's still a decent team.
team. Kelleher, Kwanzaa, Joey. Yeah, bro. I'm no Virgil, no Ali, no Mo, no Grav. I don't think Matt can. No, Matt can play. He'll be back by then. I'm not playing him, no. I'm not.
You won't play Mac because Mac would have missed quite a few games. Just get
actually, that's the point. That might be a good game to play Mac actually, because Mac will be he'll be 10 days rested by that.
Yeah, because Mac missed Girona. Obviously we didn't play Everton, so he hasn't played. So McAllister wouldn't have played since the Newcastle game on the 4th of December.
On the 4th. Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Great. Yeah. McAllister needs some minutes. Yeah, I'm playing McAllister actually. You're right. That'll be 2 weeks since he played. You're right. He's going to need to get a bit.
Here's our midfield three against Southampton Drift. Endo, McAllister and Harvey Elliott.
That's a good midfield. That's a good midfield, bro.
That ain't bad, is it?
That's a good bloody midfield, bro.
That ain't bad. Look, everyone's saying that.
That midfield will start for Tottenham. Am I lying? Am I lying? Have I gone too far? I think that midfield starts for Tottenham.
Yeah. I think they play. I think that's a team he's going to be.
Hold on a minute. I think that midfield starts for Man United.
That's probably better than Man United's midfield right now.
Fuck it. That midfield starts for Man City.
Right
Look
now,
at the state of them at the moment, bro.
yeah, Harvey Elliott in the 10, McAllister and Endo in the double pivot. Then he could possibly go. He could go Jota left wing, Dan through the middle, Chiesa right wing.
Could do. Yep.
Then maybe Kwanzaa and Gomez together at the back.
Yeah.
Kelleher
in goal.
or Jaros maybe.
Yeah. No, it's got to be Kelleher. Now Ali's back. It's going to have to be Kelleher, isn't it? Because
he might have to play Trent because he's got no choice.
That's the thing. I'm thinking, who would I play at right back?
Yeah, and I don't think it is the shortest midfield ever. That is a point. All like 5'7".
Yeah, it is very.
But it's techie. It's techie. I don't know you playing the fullback positions. Let's place one of the youth guys there. I think Trainioni might get a shout. He'd be on the bench.
Do you know what? I'm bringing Rio in as well. You're right. Just bringing some of the youngsters, bro, for real. Do you know what I mean? Just bring them in.
Because you could still put out a decent side, put some of the kids in, and give players coming back from injury minutes. It's the perfect game. This Southampton game is the perfect game because Southampton might not go full strength either because they got a relegation battle to survive.
Yeah. And do you know what? I know people aren't going to like me saying this because everybody's greedy and everybody wants to win all the trophies, which I get. I want to as well. But Jane, what happens, bro? What happens if or when we beat Southampton and then we've got a two-legged semi-final against Man United, Tottenham or Arsenal? That becomes a very high-pressured game right in the middle of January, which who wants?
Do you know the only benefit we got, Drift? We've already qualified for the Champions League, so the 2 games in January won't matter.
I hear you. But I think Arsenal will as well, though. So I think they'll have a rest in January as well.
I'm saying it now. If we get through this Southampton game with that team, which I think we could, it's going to be a Liverpool Arsenal final.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get them in the semi, though, bro.
Well, like last time when Jota killed them.
Yeah, Jota annihilated them that year. But like, you know what I mean? I know everyone might think I'm being a bit stupid, but do you really want a high pressure game against Man U, Tottenham, or Arsenal in January when we're trying to have not for lack of a better phrase, bigger fish to fry?
Yeah, that's what LK said. Bigger fish to fry. Do
you know what I mean? Like, and again, I do want to win it. I love winning trophies. I do want to win the League Cup. But we've won the League Cup 2 times in the last 3 years. We're all right now. You know, we've had our taste for the League Cup. Do we really need to go and care about the League Cup?
You and me have had our taste of the League Cup, but Arne Slot hasn't.
That's true.
And he might be like, I'm going to win my first trophy right off the bag.
Yeah. Well, then, do you know what? If we do that, then that means he needs to sacrifice the FA Cup. We don't quite have a squad to go for 4 trophies, but we don't. Let's be honest.
Does any team have a squad to go for 4 trophies? It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible.
They don't. You're right. But I want the Premier League and the Champions League, bro. So I don't want any of the domestic cups to jeopardize that in any way.
The FA Cup is against Acton Stanley. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play the under 18s against that.
Yeah, Slot's just playing the kids, man. He's just playing the kids.
With all due respect.
Yeah, he's just playing the kids in that game. Look, our second team should be able to beat Acton Stanley quite comfortably. So, yeah. Drift ain't, Slot ain't playing any of the main players in that game. I wouldn't have thought. Yeah. And with because we're qualified for the Champions League already, the 2 Champions League games we got in January, we don't really have to worry about so much. They're not important, so you don't have to.
No, they're not important at all.
You don't have to throw. You don't have to throw anything at it, really. So, if we look at our league fixture, I mean, that's a midweek game. Obviously, the Christmas period. So away to Tottenham, home to Leicester, I think we should win. Away to West Ham, we should win. And then after that, it's the United game. Following weekend, and it's Acton Stanley. That's a midweek game, and apart from that, there ain't many midweek games. Apart from the
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Forest and Brentford away back to back. You know,
no, they're difficult. I get that.
Yeah, that's that is a very tricky back to back. I don't really like that.
But apart from that, if we actually look at our fixture drift, I mean, Man City, if they carry on playing the way they are after February, that could be
Bournemouth away. Remember, and now Everton goes between Wolves and Bournemouth, James, as well. Remember.
So I think our January is not too. I'll get you about them games. If we're going for a title, we should still win these games. So
yeah. It's tricky though. But Brentford have got the best home record in the league, have they not?
I believe they have. Yeah,
I think they've won every game at home this season, if I'm not mistaken.
But these midweek games are where they kill you. So because Liverpool have got these qualified, they don't have to worry about these 2 games in January.
We don't.
And that's the thing. That's why Chelsea look so good this season, because they are not playing their strongest 11 in Europe. They're not playing. They're not registered. So Chelsea are literally only playing once a week. They're only playing once a week.
Yeah.
So that's what Liverpool got to try and do, is work out. I think Slot will put a team out. I think he will put the team out we just said about, and I think that will get past Southampton, and then you got that semi-final, and it is what it is. But yeah, well, that's the important game, though. Fulham get that game won, then we look forward to a Christmas away to Tottenham.
And I know Tottenham ain't playing well at the moment, but I don't like people sleeping on that being a very, very tricky game. It's still Tottenham at their stadium. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be a tricky game, but I think we all know how Tottenham go to play. They go come out strong for the first 20 minutes and then die.
I know, but what if they do get a couple of goals? You know what I mean?
They probably will. I wouldn't be surprised if we're 2-0 down after 20 minutes, but we win 4-2. It happens with Tottenham, unfortunately, but it's a game we got.
Might not even be there by them.
Yeah, Ange's on a mad one at the moment. He's on a mad one. Spurs playing United before us. Yeah. Oh yes, Spurs. You got United. It's over that time. Spurs. You got United and Liverpool in that time. Interesting. But look, guys, thank you very much for everyone coming in and watching today. Appreciate it. Don't forget to start hitting that like button as well on the way out. If you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to hit that like button as well. We'd appreciate it, guys. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe to Drifty TV. I think someone put the link in the live chat earlier. So make sure you're hitting that and go and subscribe to Drifty's second channel as well. Drift, what you got over the weekend, man? I think we're doing some stuff on Big Up over the weekend, don't we?
Yeah. We've got the Manchester Derby, bro, Sunday. 4
and then
o'clock. And then Tottenham Southampton afterwards.
Yeah.
On your channel. Man. So yeah, we got an eventful Sunday, man. Should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
The hate alongs. We love it, man.
The rival watch is heating up, man. We've had some very, very fun games. You know what I mean?
The Mid-Chester Derby,
That is funny.
Big up, Cav. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, we'll get you on soon, Cav. Big up, man. I know you've been busy. Yes, this is a good point. Grav is 1 yellow card away from a suspension.
Well, I want him to get it in the Fulham game because then he'll be suspended for the Southampton game.
Does it count for the cup?
Yeah, the League Cup counts.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I'll get it. Well,
so get a yellow. Get 90th minute. Just kick the ball away petulantly.
Take your shirt off. For no reason.
Just delay a free kick, get a yellow, and then miss the Southampton game.
Do you remember when Stevie told Dirk Kuyt to do that?
Yeah.
In the Champions League, you hear him telling Dirk, take your yellow. Dirk, take your yellow. And he just fouls the guy. He just fouls the guy and takes his yellow. Strategic yellows, man. Strategic yellows.
You don't even need to hurt anyone to get a yellow now, bro. Just kick the ball away.
Yeah.
That's it. Just kick the ball away. 90th minute, just kick the ball away. Hopefully we're winning and then,
Apparently, yellow card accumulation suspensions only apply to Premier League games. Straight reds apply to all games, apparently.
No. I'm sure the League Cup is the same. The FA Cup and the Champions League is different, but I'm sure the League Cup suspensions count because, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of the reasons why. Who was it? There was a player recently. was it Kudos maybe,
Hmm.
who couldn't play because of suspension, but the League Cup game counted as one of them. I'm sure the League Cup and the Premier League are the same. The FA Cup's different though. If you get a booking in the league, it doesn't count in the FA Cup, but I'm sure it counts in
no. It says yellow cards are not carried over to EFL or FA Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just googled it quick.
Oh, well then make sure you don't get a yellow card then.
So we got Tottenham and Leicester at home. I'd rather he was suspended for the Leicester game than the Tottenham game.
Yeah, the Leicester game will be the one. But they give away yellow cards so easily now that it's almost impossible to not get one. That's the tricky part. Slot said it, bro. I don't know if you saw the press conference when he was talking about it, and he was like, we literally have committed the least fouls in the whole league, apparently. But yet all of our midfielders are one card away from a suspension. He was like, I'm so confused how this is even possible.
It don't make sense, does it?
He's just clocking on to what Klopp had to put up with for 9 years, bro.
Oh, and talking about getting away with things, how can Man United change the 12:30 kickoff?
Brother, apparently they're thinking about cancelling 12:30 kickoffs altogether.
What? Because Klopp's left, and they're just like,
bro, these lot are going to turn Klopp into a school shooter, bro. What are you? Like, what the hell?
Oh, no.
The man sat there every season and was like, what is it with these 12 o'clock kickoffs? And then he leaves and then they get rid of him.
Oh, man.
Turn the man crazy, bro. Turn the man crazy.
I just read, because I read yesterday that United were meant to play 12:30 tomorrow. But they got it changed. United actually got it changed.
Unbelievable.
That's unbelievably mad. We were told you couldn't get them changed. And if it ain't bad enough, the FA made sure we play at 12:15 for Atkins and Stanley.
I literally can't believe they managed to get a 12:30 game changed. I'm so shocked.
Oh, it is crazy, absolutely crazy. But
unbelievable.
No 12:30 games this Saturday, and
aren't Man United actually, because they always used to tell us the excuse that because Asia is very Liverpool populated, that is helpful for the Asian market, but Man United have got a bigger Asian market than Liverpool. So I always used to think to myself, so why don't Man United play a lot of 12:30 games then either? So when they do get one, they still manage to get it moved. So what about the Asian market that Man United they've got the biggest Asian support in the Premier League? So what? Well, that just shows that was a lie then.
Well, apparently I'm reading from next season, they might get rid of all the 12:30 games, make them 5:30 and 8 p.m. and 3 p.m. So 3 p.m., 4:30, 2:30, 5:30 and 8 p.m. So no more 12:30 games.
I mean, I'm happy if that happens, but why was that not the case when we was? Because remember, what was the statistic? We played 4 times as many 12:30 games as anybody else or something like that.
Yeah. That is true. And I forgot, United played on Thursday, obviously, so they can't play on that. But yeah, it's just mad that he moved it. I think they were trying to move it till Sunday, 12:30. That's what I read. And they moved it that's why there's 2 7 o'clock games on Sunday and not a 12:30 on Sunday. Yeah, it's a madness, guys. It's a madness. But big up to everyone. Appreciate you joining me as a Drifty. So don't forget to go and subscribe to Drifty TV and Coppish, of course. And we'll see everyone over the weekend on Big Up, guys. It's going to be a fun one. So make sure you get over there as well over the weekend. So till tomorrow, guys. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you over the weekend. Bye-bye for now.
Peace.